In this video, I'll go over the best and biggest crypto exchanges that 90% of us are going to use. Now, depending on which type of user that you are and where you live, you may gravitate towards one platform versus another. So if you're more of a professional trader, you might use something like Bybit or Binance. If you're just looking for a financial app and to buy some Bitcoin and forget about it, maybe you'll gravitate towards Revolut or Coinbase. In any case, we'll go over all of these different features of the platforms, and I'll help you make a decision on which platform is best for you. I'll also leave video guides to these platforms down in the description below. If you want to know how to use them, how to sign up, how to get cash in and out, how to trade crypto, send crypto around, everything else, it's all for those videos, so you can watch those if you need them. I'll also leave links below in the description about these platforms and which regions and currencies are best supported on them, so you can get that info. Some of the links down there also can get you some bonuses and sign-up rewards. Some platforms do give these and some platforms don't. You can see them here. Maybe a up to $600 bonus or a trading bonus or a sign-up reward or something else. I'll leave details and links if you want to sign up for these platforms down in the description as well. This video is about crypto platforms and all of the benefits that they offer by using crypto. However, before we get into that, I have to highlight the other ways of getting price exposure to crypto now. For example, ETFs, exchange traded funds, otherwise known as ETPs, exchange traded products. These are cryptos that are wrapped up in traditional products, and you can buy these directly in your normal brokerage account. So if you use something like IBKR, Trading 212, Robinhood, Schwab, something else, you may be able to see that you can buy these Bitcoin ETFs very easily in your traditional brokerage account. The benefit of this is that in some regions, they will allow exchange traded products to be included in retirement accounts. So if you've got an IRA or a Roth IRA or an ISA in the UK or whatever it is in your country, you may be able to buy these in that account. And then those accounts actually have much better tax treatment for capital gains for the most part. So I would look at that and maybe maxing out your ISAs or IRAs definitely to reduce any potential tax liability on capital gains in the future. Now, the thing that you don't get with these products is all the benefits of crypto exchanges, like sending money around free and instantly, and a lot of the other benefits of just a much bigger array of products. So this is something to look into, and you can get these in traditional brokerage accounts. There's two major things to look at firstly when choosing a crypto exchange. The first is fiat currency support. So can we get cash in and out of the exchange easily with no problems? And the second is trading fees, and then we can narrow down our search. So I'll get my head out the way. You can screenshot the video here or pause it and look at these supported currencies. Now, this is changing all the time because all of these top exchanges now are coming onshore in every country that they operate in, and that means they become regulated and the banking system opens up. As a general rule, if you're in a G7 country, then these three down here are going to have better support for you. And for sure, for dollars, they're going to be very easy to send money in and out. For example, Kraken can use a SWIFT network. So if you're in a country where they don't support your local currency, you'll probably be able to get dollars in and out via the SWIFT network, no problem. Now, these have typically had worse fiat currency support, but way better trading platforms. But these are bringing on way more currencies over time. For example, Binance just switched on Dirham on and off ramps in UAE. And OKX just went into the US with their US platform, which is obviously going to have great US dollar support. So things are getting way better and the difference is way less. But as I said, mostly overall kind of G7 currencies have tended to be better on these. And these have tended to have better trading platforms, but slightly worse currency support. What people have typically done in the past is had multiple accounts with different exchanges because you need a fiat currency on and off ramp in your region, and you need that to be easy. These are typically better for that, but the trading systems are typically worse and they have higher trading fees. So once you've on-ramped cash into crypto, you can just use the crypto, send it out to a different exchange, and then use a better trading platform with lower fees. However, the gap is narrowing between these. For example, Revolut X has a decent trading platform now with low fees. It's not really professional, but it gets the job done for a lot of people. In any case, if you have a great fiat currency on an off-ramp, you don't have to keep it there to trade your crypto. You can send it somewhere else if the trading fees are better and the platform is better, if these don't have good fiat currency on and off-ramps in your region. Now, in order to on-ramp fiat currency, the recommended way is a bank transfer. That's going to be the cheapest and most robust, and for larger amounts, it's really the only way. If you're using a card to load cash into crypto, you'll pay anywhere from 2 to 4%. It is just not recommended. It's way too much. The fees are way too high, and you can't be doing that with big amounts of money. In terms of bank deposits, if accepted, for the most part, all of these platforms will not charge you anything to deposit money in. There may be small amounts to withdraw. For example, if you're using the SWIFT network, you may have to pay $10, $20, but that may be free in your region as well, and it depends on the platform. You can also on and off ramp via P2P. That's where the exchange actually lets you agree with some third party for them to send you money and you send them the crypto, or the other way around. Again, I wouldn't really recommend this because you're dealing with a third party, and most of these exchanges now are bringing in much more reliable and robust bank deposit methods anyway. So looking at these exchanges, one of these is going to give you the options that you need. In terms of trading fees on these platforms, you'll want to look for something in the region of 10 to 25 basis points. That's a competitive fee and you're not getting ripped off in that regard. Now, the much higher fee platform out of all of these is Coinbase, and so I can't recommend it for trading fees. Their fees are exorbitant and I would try and avoid it at all costs. So the fees on Coinbase, if you're using the Coinbase platform, they charge you a trading fee, and also they give you a worse price known as a spread. So let's say Bitcoin is trading at 100,000, they'll show you that Bitcoin is trading at 101,000. So you're paying a much higher price. They go out to the market, they buy at 100, they sell it to you at 101, and also charge you a fee on top. Avoid at all costs. I can't recommend it. The fees are way too high. Now, Coinbase have a subscription known as Coinbase One where you can pay a yearly subscription fee, and they take some trading fees out of your trades. However, they still include spreads, and the fees are just way too high. So I don't recommend it for most people. On Coinbase, if you go to Coinbase Advanced, the trading fees are lower. I think you pay around 40 to 60 basis points, and they don't include a spread, but that is still way higher than you should be paying. Binance, Bybit, and OKX are fantastic here. Their trading fees are around 8 to 10 basis points to start with, and then if you become a VIP or in the higher tiers, you can get way lower trading fees. So if you trade a certain amount each month, or if you have a certain amount of crypto on the platform in value, then they'll start to bring your trading fees way down. These are very, very low and competitive trading fees. Coinbase, can't recommend it. In terms of Revolut, make sure that you only trade crypto on Revolut X. So Revolut have two apps. They have the normal Revolut app, where you can trade crypto, but don't, because the fees are way too high. You can pay 1 to 2.5%. There's a fee and everything else. It's not good. So I would only trade crypto if I could use Revolut X. It's a separate app. You go and download it. You log in with your same account. You have the same balances and everything like that. You can send money back and forth for free, but it's a separate app. The trading fees are great here at 9 basis points starting. So definitely trade on there. It's great. Not on the Revolut app. Kraken is somewhere in the middle. They charge around 25 basis points. And if you trade more, they start to bring that down. And on some different trading pairs, they actually have lower fees. For example, if you trade stable coins against a cash FX pair, then they have much lower trading fees, which is good for on and off ramping. So overall, they're all pretty competitive. These are the best. And Coinbase, you just have to try and avoid it because the fees are a joke, to be honest. If you take self-custody of your assets or use wallets regularly, or maybe want to make payments from your platform to someone else, then you may have to use a crypto network, and the fees are going to be important here, and also the network support. Overall, for the most part, these three have the most networks supported and very decent fees. For the most part, Binance and OKX, definitely the more competitive. Bybit tend to be a little bit more expensive there, but it's within the ballpark. Now for Coinbase, they support kind of their ecosystem very well. So Ethereum, Solana, and the Base network are going to have great support and be pretty cheap and very fast. But they don't support rest of world networks. So something like Tron isn't supported there. Revolut is not the best as well. They only support the major networks and they have flat fees, which is around $5, something like that for sending Bitcoin, ETH, and stablecoins, which is a lot higher than maybe some other networks, especially if using the cheaper networks. Kraken, again, somewhere in the middle. They really focus on mostly chains that are used in the G7 nations, US, Europe. So something like Ethereum, Solana. The fees are pretty good from Kraken as well. You can just check these out. You can screenshot and pause the video to see which is going to be in the ballpark and which type of platform is going to be best for you. I'll also give you my opinion on the trading platforms on these exchanges. Now, all trading platforms should be basically exactly the same. There's only certain things you can do with crypto assets. You can buy them or sell them, and then you can give the system information about the trade that you want to make. In my opinion, Coinbase has always been the worst platform, but it's got way better over the last, let's say, 6-12 months. But still, the trading fees are very high. You can see that no matter which platform that you use, the layout and the features that they give you are broadly similar. You have a trade entry screen where you tell the system how much you want to trade if you're a buyer or a seller and the types of prices that you're willing to pay. And then you can match with other buyers and sellers. The order book here on every exchange is literally a screen or a book of all of the orders that people are placing. So you can match with other buyers and sellers if you want. And you have, of course, a chart here, which they all give you that you can manipulate. You can look at different time frames. So that's Kraken here. Again, Binance, you have a trading chart. You have the order book right here, and you can input exactly as you want. Now, in terms of trading, as I said, Binance, Bybit, OKX have very professional type trading platforms. Kraken Pro is also a more professional trading platform. But some of these also have more beginner-friendly type platforms. So Binance has Binance Lite. Coinbase just has the normal Coinbase app. Kraken has normal Kraken. And they're going to be much easier to use. But I can't recommend them because the trading fees are always way higher on those. If you want to know how to use these trading platforms, go to the videos below. It takes 20 minutes to get set up on these. Once you've learned that, it's going to be a great skill that you can have. And it's going to save you loads of money. You can get much better prices and much lower trading fees. Overall, in my opinion, Binance, Bybit, OKX are the best trading platforms. Kraken Pro is right up there. Revolut, it's for beginners and just easy buys and sells. It's not the best. And Coinbase, it's okay. It's got better recently. But yeah, if I could avoid it, I will, because the trading fees are just too high. Most crypto exchanges these days also offer spending cards. That is, you can take the balances of your crypto or the cash that you have in your crypto account, and then you can just spend it on the card. You either load it onto the card beforehand, or they'll just automatically spend balances from your account when you spend. These are MasterCards or Visas for the most part, and you just have an amount of money, you spend it on the card. Now the fees and everything else is going to be slightly different, so I'll go through them here. For Binance, only in South America, in these countries, is their card available right now, but I'm sure they'll be expanding in time to come. You'll just have to work out the fees, because if you're spending in a currency of the card, usually you get lower fees. If you go on holiday, you usually get FX fees when you're spending in different countries, but that's pretty much similar for most cards anyway. Bybit have a great card for Europe and these countries with no annual fee and decent cash back depending on your tier. I think OKX are releasing a MasterCard soon, but not available right now. In the USA, if you want a Coinbase card, they actually use Amex. It's a pretty cool card actually, and pretty decent fees. You get quite low fees there, and FX fees I think are free on Coinbase card as well if you're spending in a different country. Now Revolut, it's not exactly a crypto card, but if you're in Europe or UK, I'm sure that you know Revolut, and they have great cards for spending in different countries if you go on holiday. So in your Revolut app, you can trade one currency for another, very low cost, maybe 50 basis points or 25 basis points if you want to, for example, switch pounds into euros, and then you can just spend on the card itself. Now, it's not a crypto card, but Revolut have Revolut X. So let's say you take pounds, you put it in your Revolut account, you switch the pounds from your Revolut account to Revolut X. You buy Bitcoin, and then that's 9 basis points in fees. You sell it again, 9 basis points in fees. You have the cash. You switch it into your Revolut app, and you can then spend that on the card, no problem. And you can even switch the pounds into euros or dollars or anything else pretty easily within Revolut. So I think it's a good option, even though it's not specifically a crypto card. It's doing everything that you would want anyway. Kraken have also recently launched a card known as the Crack card. They have a separate app called Crack, which is like a payments app, and the card is associated with that. They give 1% cash back right now, I think. But just look into the fees here, because if you're spending crypto, there'll be some liquidation fees for the crypto, and that will add up. And then the cashback may pay for that, but may not. You have to look at these specific card programs. I've also got a specific video on crypto cards that I'll link in the description. The other thing to be aware of when spending crypto is that crypto in most countries is known as a property or an asset. And in most countries, that will be taxed on disposal. So if you make a profit on property or an asset, you may have to pay capital gains tax. And if you're spending crypto on your card and going through a lot of transactions, it's going to be a nightmare to try and figure out where you bought the crypto, what price you disposed of it at, and if you're liable for any capital gains or other types of taxes. So that's a bit of an issue. What I'd recommend is basically, if you have crypto, selling chunks of it irregularly and then funding cards with it into fiat currency. And that's going to be a lot easier for any potential reporting on disposal of your crypto. All of these crypto platforms also offer earn accounts, although support is patchy because this is where regulations come in. Some countries don't really allow this and so block the products, and other countries do. But there's a split here between crypto assets. So a lot of crypto assets are staking assets. So they offer a yield based on the fees generated from the blockchain. That's pretty vanilla, to be honest. The other side of this is if you hold stable coins, which are basically money market funds or kind of government currency backed assets. And government currencies, if you hold the currencies in short-term debt of the government, that will pay some interest rate that the government is paying, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4%, whatever it is. Do they pass that yield back to you or not? So that's how we can use these platforms. So for example, on Binance, you have a bunch of different US dollar stablecoins here: USDC, USDT, USD1, FDUSD. They take dollars, they put it in government debt, and the government debt pays some interest. They may pay that back to you. However, that's not the only thing that they do. With Simple Earn as well, you can also lend your crypto out to other users on the platform. So other users will be trading and they will be wanting to borrow dollars in order to trade, and they pay an interest for that. And of course, there is some risk here that you have your money on the platform and are the traders going to pay it back? Now, for the most part, they should do, but there are some extra risks here when you lend money out to people, right? But you have Simple Earn, where you may be lending out the stablecoin to someone else. But Binance also have some other assets, for example, RWUSD, where that's actually just like a money market fund that pays you some interest from the government. So I would have to go much more in depth. I've got videos for that, so I'll link them below in the description. But for most of these platforms, they'll offer you to stake crypto assets that can be staked. And if you've got a dollar, like a stable coin or a pound or a euro stable coin, they may be able to offer you some government interest on that. So for example, OKX and Kraken allow you to hold USDG, which is a stablecoin that a lot of different crypto platforms have got a stake in, and that's just dollars paying dollar yield. You may or may not be able to get that depending where you live. And others mostly are going to let you stake cryptos, but may not give you the government yield. With Revolut, they don't support stablecoin yield, but Revolut has much more TradFi access, so you can just take fiat currency and then invest in certain money market funds anyway. So if it's available for you, then you may be able to either lend out your crypto, earn the government yield, or stake your cryptos. Most of them do offer this if they can, and they're allowed to by regulations. All of these crypto platforms are now converging and offering mostly the same products and services. What I would say is Binance, Bybit, OKX are better for professional traders. They have the best trading systems and lowest fees. Typically not the best fiat currency on and off ramps. Kraken is somewhere in the middle, where Kraken Pro is a good trading system and they have slightly higher fees, but still manageable. Revolut X is great if you can use it in UK and Europe. They have low trading fees, but the trading system is very simple. It's not a professional trading system. It's fine if you just want to buy some Bitcoin and hold it. Coinbase has the worst trading systems and the highest fees. It's very US centric. You don't have to worry about it. They've been around a long time. But if you can manage something else, then you're going to just get a better system, in my opinion. I'll leave the deposit and trading bonuses to the exchanges I use down in the description below. And these specific videos on the earn platforms and trading and everything else, those videos will be in the description. I'm James, it's MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.